On the net, we are very pleased with the outcome. A 52% vote in favour is a very strong result, given that ATON holds 44% and they were entitled to vote all their shares. I think this is a demonstration where shareholder democracy came through, and our shareholders basically gave us their blessing to proceed to explore a potential transaction. This vote was not to approve the transaction, it was merely to give the board permission to explore it further, with the objective that should we make an offer, to then take it back to shareholders at a later stage to either approve or reject it. It was irrelevant as far as this meeting is concerned, because the Competition Tribunal have ruled that ATON would be restricted in the vote only if less than 88% of our shareholders voted, and that's based on the fact that they've got 44% shareholding and they were not allowed to vote more than 50% minus one share, which means that the restriction on ATON would only have applied if less than 88% of our shares were voted and 92% of the shares were voted. It's just granting us permission to explore this transaction further. And the only reason it is required is because we are under a takeover scenario with ATON. And unless we proceed with shareholder approval and with TRP approval, it could be seen as frustrating action. And we certainly do not want to frustrate the transaction. We are exploring the Aveng opportunity as a bona fide opportunity. And as we've mentioned in the media on more than one occasion, the transaction that we are exploring, that process have started way before ATON approached with his offer for control of Murray&Roberts. So all that it essentially means is that the board of Murray&Roberts and the board of Aveng will engage and see whether there is a transaction to be made or not. And if there is a transaction, we will bring it to shareholders. Yes, it is bound to its offer. It had to do, or had to put a mandatory offer in the market because they went through the 35%. They had the opportunity at today's shareholders meeting to express their view on the Aveng transaction, and they were not restricted in any way, and shareholders basically voted that we should proceed with the Aveng transaction. So that doesn't give any rise to a concern whether the ATON offer will remain open for acceptances or not. So it is a mandatory offer. ATON cannot, for convenience, withdraw their offer. The only way in which this offer can fail is if the regulatory approvals are not obtained. We are in due diligence. We need to complete our due diligence, and once our due diligence is completed, we must see whether we want to proceed with the transaction. This is how the Murray&Roberts board. If we want to proceed with the transaction, we need to engage the Aveng board again and see whether we can reach agreement on the terms of the offer. And if we can reach agreement on the terms of the offer, we will make an offer and then take it to shareholders for approval.